We are on the boat. We made it. Congratulations. Are you excited?
Very.
And now we have one thing left to do before we can start having fun. Check in at the muster station. And it just so happened that muster station was right by a bar, so we stopped in for our first drink of the trip. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the all-inclusive exclusive. Eric here, and I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on Harmony of the Seas. We had just embarked the ship, and we decided to head up to the top deck to do a look around before the sailaway party. It was absolutely packed up here. Everybody was having a great time. Drinks were flowing. It was a little overcast, and we hadn't seen the sun yet, but everybody was having a good time. After that, we decided to head to the room, check out some of the artwork in the elevator corridors of Harmony. And with that, welcome to our home for the week. This is a 7-night cruise, so we're going to be here for a while. What we loved about this room is it had a large bed, a big common area, a comfy couch with an extra chair, and an oversized balcony. The closet had plenty of storage, and the bathroom was spacious. And with that, we decided to head out and check out the pool decks. There was no shortage of pools here on Harmony of the Seas, but the one thing we did find weird was that there was no pool in the adults-only solarium. After that, we headed down to get something to eat for dinner. We were traveling with a group of 14 people, so we didn't get a ton of video of all of our meals during the first few days. We decided to have one more drink and call it an early evening, as tomorrow was going to be a big day. What is going on, everybody? It is early in the morning on the second day of our Mediterranean. On the second day of our Caribbean cruise. I was up early, got a workout in. Kyle got a extended sleep in. She slept in a little bit, but now
We're going to get coffee.
And with that, we're off to deck 6. We're going to take a quick tour around the boardwalk and make a short stop at Starbucks. The boardwalk features a multitude of restaurants, quick bites, slides, and other things to do. It also features the main entrance to the Aqua Theater, which is the spot for some of the great evening shows. As long as the ship's not moving too much, you can see the performers dive from those towers all the way at the top. You will also find Johnny Rockets here, and a quick secret about Harmony of the Seas, Johnny Rockets is open for breakfast, and it's included. We decided to spend the afternoon taking in some of the pools, as we didn't have that much to do this afternoon. And I will say, swinging by the pool bar for an early morning Bloody Mary was not a bad idea. All right, so we just got back to the room. We had a great first day at sea on the Harmony of the Seas. We spent the morning laying out up on the 15th floor. Although there were a lot of kids on our sailing, there were not that many on the 16th floor, so that's where we actually ended up. After that, we had lunch at the Park Cafe. If you want to try one of the best roast beefs on the seas, you've got to give that place a shot. After that, we went to the Solarium Lounge, had a few drinks, and hung out in the adults-only area. It was incredibly relaxing and a great way to get a little bit of a tan to get this vacation started. And we're back in the room, and it's time to get a little bit of rest, because tonight, it's formal night. So let's go. All right, it is formal night. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for that seamless transition, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that little black button down there with the white writing to let us know that you like the content we're putting out. Like I said, we didn't film a ton of content on this trip, but we're going to put out some of the most valuable pieces so that you know all the best places on Harmony, and Trellis Bar is one of those. We stopped here for a quick drink almost every night before dinner, and we also loved the wine bar, but I think we might do a whole video on that later. With that, we hit the Royal Promenade and headed to the main dining room for dinner. It was absolutely crazy tonight. Everybody was dressed to the nines, taking photos. They had professional photos, and everybody was asking each other to take their photos. But with that, we're going to head to dinner, catch a little bit of the piano player at Schooner Bar afterwards, have one more nightcap of a drink, and head to bed. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of our Harmony of the Seas 8-day cruise. We started the morning with breakfast at the Windjammer. I was really impressed with the selection they put together. After that, we decided that we should stop at the pool bar for a quick drink, and they were doing something really cool today. They had pineapples hollowed out, and they were making drinks inside of them. So obviously, we had to try one. Drink in hand, we decided it was time to head to the pools for a little bit of mid-morning relaxation. The pools ended up getting packed with kids, and while that's fine, we decided we wanted to just lay out and enjoy some sunshine for a little while into the afternoon. After that, we decided to explore the ship a little bit, so we hit some of the different decks to see what was going on. Mini golf was popping, and there was a bunch of table tennis and other games on the 15th floor. But after that, we decided to head to On Air. They were making their specialty drinks, and we decided it was time to stop by and have one of them. After a couple of drinks, it was time for lunch, and we decided to head to Small Bites. We had seen this the day before, and everyone was raving about their food, and it absolutely did not disappoint. Today, they had a multitude of items, but we opted to go for tacos. After lunch, Kyle needed some dessert, so they always give out free ice cream in the afternoons on deck 15. So she stopped and sampled some of that before heading to the boardwalk to do a little bit of walking and, of course, a little bit of shopping. What's she looking at? Ah, there it is, the stores. I guess it's souvenir o'clock. We had another absolutely amazing day. Got back to the room, took a little nap, spent a little time hanging out. Kyle went to the spa. Didn't get any video of it because, well, she didn't get any video of it. I went to the casino, lost a little bit of money because that's all you do in the casino. And now we're about to head to dinner with our friends. It is Taste of Italy night in the main dining room. But because we are here with 14 other people, we're not going to film a lot at dinner. But we will see you tomorrow to spend a little bit of time in Roatan. And with that, we're off to dinner, but there's one stop we have to make first. But before we go to dinner, we're going to stop and take a little ride on the Rising Tide. I really recommend, if you haven't tried the Rising Tide, give it a chance. It's a really cool floating bar that takes you from the Royal Promenade up to Central Park. It does take about 7 to 10 minutes depending on the speed of the operator, so I'm going to speed it up for you so you can experience it just like we did. I know this was a short video. We were traveling with a group, so we tried not to film as much as we normally do to be respectful of them, but I still hope you'll like, subscribe, and comment down below. What is going on, everybody? We just arrived in Roatan, Honduras. It is day 4 of our trip. It's Wednesday, and we're going to go explore the port and take you with us. But for now, we're going to have a little bit of a unique breakfast, and we're going to check out Johnny Rockets. Let's go. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Johnny Rockets is one of the most underrated, non-known choices for breakfast on Royal Caribbean ships. Most people don't understand that it's actually an included breakfast option, so check it out. Today we headed into the port of Roatan. Last time we were here, we did a beach club and it was wonderful, but today we wanted to do a little bit more on the ship while all the kids were off of it, so we stayed in port, tried a few spots, and let's check it out. The people here were fantastic. The port was packed. They had dancers and bands out, drummers. It was just a really cool experience. Kyle wanted to start her day off on the port with a coffee, so we headed to the coffee shop so she could get a little Bailey's and cream. We didn't want to do too much in port today. Last time we were here, we did an excursion. This time we wanted to do a little more back on the boat while the kids were off, so we decided to walk around and check out the pools that had been built since the last time we were here. These were all under construction 2 years ago, and the port had not been fully built out yet, but it seems like they've made great progress, and everybody seemed to really enjoy the pools and the pool bars in the port. After that, we walked around, did a little shopping, but you know what time it is. It's mid-morning. Let's go get a drink. All right, so properly lubricated, we headed back to the boat. We decided to spend a little time at the pool, although you can see it was still slammed. And after a couple more drinks, I was getting a little hungry, so we headed to the doghouse out on the boardwalk. These were absolutely delicious, and the place was packed, so I can tell you it's incredibly popular on the ship. I went with an apple bratwurst, and Kyle had a smoked bratwurst with potato salad. We went up to the room, took a little time off, and decided it was time to go to dinner. Woo! She's excited. But first, we had to stop at Vintage's for a simple set of appetizers and a couple glasses of wine. After Vintage's, we decided to head into Wonderland, one of the specialty restaurants on Harmony of the Seas. This is one of their most unique restaurants, and it's a total gastronomic experience. We really enjoyed painting the menu to see what we get, and then the chef decided to bring out one of everything for our table, and I think they do that for everyone, but we had a couple of drinks and tried the full menu. So I'll let you enjoy this dining experience. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to a beautiful day 5. We have just arrived at port here in
Beautiful Costa Maya, Mexico.
And we're taking you with us on our day out in port. We are going to rent a golf cart, go check out some of the historic downtown Costa Maya. We're going to check out some of the beach restaurants. But first, we decided to stay on the boat a little while longer, let everybody else get disembarked, and enjoy some coffee. So let's get to it. And with that, what an introduction. Can you tell this was the first video that we ever filmed for the channel? I'm getting the hang of it though, and I promise the next ones are definitely better. If you haven't seen our Puerto Vallarta series, make sure you check that out because I think we've got it down. Today we're traveling through Costa Maya's port and spending a little time out at one of the beach restaurants called the Krazy Lobster. But first we spent a little time walking through the port and getting to see some of the sights. And I've got a few before and afters because while this port starts out slow in the morning, by the afternoon it is absolutely happening. Upon entering the port, there are coffee shops, bars, and restaurants all over the place. There's even some voladores that have the tower that they swing down during festivals. You can see the flight of the voladores 2 to 3 times a day in this port, but they weren't flying when we were there, so we didn't get to take a look. And of course, what trip to the port in Costa Maya, Mexico would not be complete without talking to the flamingos. These were absolutely majestic animals, and we spent a little bit of time watching them. They seemed to be really interested in just eating bugs out of the water, but we didn't mind. Check out this pool. This is the before. When you first get to port, this is how the pools look, but when you return back from your ventures in the afternoon, this is what you're gonna see. Absolute mayhem. And I'm not sure if that water's cloudy because of anything going on with the chlorine or the sunscreen. Kinda gross. But with that, we headed out the backside of the port and we went to find our golf cart. Now, a lot of people get nervous about going out in port towns, but I can tell you Costa Maya was very safe and we really enjoyed it. We rented this golf cart from the red shirts or the red hats or something.
Get in, suckers. We're getting lobster.
Great camera skills there, bud. Don't account for the wind or put a windscreen on or anything. Great job. Anyway, at this point, we were headed out to travel the clean streets of Costa Maya. There wasn't as much trash in this area as there normally is in port towns or in different towns as you travel to all-inclusive resorts. We were really impressed with how clean it was, and the traffic was not that bad, so getting around on a golf cart was totally normal. But we have arrived at our destination, the Krazy Lobster, right on the ocean. Only I can figure out how to park this thing. There we go. This was the wrong spot anyway. They made me move it. This wasn't the correct parking for the golf carts. And with that, we got to take a seat at one of the most unique restaurants here on the Costa Maya Strand and have a little bit of seafood that we've been craving ever since we left our last port. There's even some people doing some scuba diving and snorkeling. They have a whole enclosed area with buoys out so that the kids can swim and get on rafts, and there's lots of water activities. This is actually a beach club, so if you want to go enjoy the day there, you can lay out on the beach, eat and drink, all for free as long as you're ordering off their menu. And speaking of their menu, there was a ton of different things on here, not just seafood, so if you're looking for a spot to get some great tacos, this is it. I was really surprised with how many people were here today. When we got here, it wasn't that busy, but within 15 minutes, it really started to fill up. And by the time we left, there was not an open seat in the restaurant area. We decided to start with some chips and salsa and some guacamole. It was incredibly fresh and we really enjoyed it. For mains, you guessed it, I had the lobster tacos, and Kyle went with the very complex fried shrimp. These tacos were great, but I'm going to give you my review here.
That was absolutely one of the best lobster dishes I have ever had. Lobster tacos with a view on the beach, blue water, absolutely amazing. But now we're going to go keep exploring Costa Maya.
Easy, buddy. That dude running almost took the mirror off the golf cart. That was probably the closest call we had this trip. But anyway, we spent the next few hours driving around and checking out the different beaches, shops, restaurants, beach clubs, and all the different things that Costa Maya has to offer. We didn't really stop for any more drinks or food because we were so full after leaving the lobster place, but we did want to stop at one spot that was recommended to us, and that was the little local beer house. And with that, we are headed back to the ship. Let's go.
All right, so we just had a great day exploring the beaches and coast and port of Costa Maya. It was a great time. We had some great food, good drinks, and then we came back and spent the afternoon by the pool before settling in for a late afternoon nap. But now I'm really excited because before we go to dinner, we're going to check out
Vintage's Wine Bar.
Let's go.
Yeah, nailed that music transition. All right, let's go check out Vintage's Wine Bar. This was one of our favorite spots on the ship. And one of the things people don't know is that when you go there, if you have the all-inclusive drink package, you only pay the difference between the list price of the wine and the $14 drinks that are included. So if you have the drink package and you see a glass of wine listed at $21, just know your cost at the restaurant is only going to be $7. We also decided to get some starters here before we went to dinner at Asian night in the main dining room. And just like before, we had so many people with us that we weren't able to do a ton of filming during dinner. So here's a few shots.
What is going on, everybody? It is day 6, and we are in beautiful Cozumel.
Although we would love to be doing this from the balcony, they are currently doing balcony maintenance, so there's a bunch of guys out there on the equipment. Make sure you read the cards in your rooms. If it says make sure your balcony is cleaned up and your shades are shut, make sure they're shut. Right, Kyle?
Yes.
Let's go. Going on, travelers, and welcome back to the all-inclusive exclusive. Today is an exciting day because we're going to go spend a little bit of time in the Avenida Cozumel. We're also exploring the island, doing some shopping, and going to one of my favorite restaurants in all of Cozumel, and frankly, everywhere we travel, the Lobster Shack. But let's start with a little bit of the Port of Cozumel. You can see Margaritaville there in the background, and we'll definitely be checking that out on our way back to the boat. This port is massive and there are people everywhere, but there's so much to do in downtown and the Avenida, there's really no point in spending your money at the cruise port when you can explore all that Cozumel has to offer. Make sure you remember if you're going to get a taxi, there is a taxi line at the Cozumel port, so you're going to want to make sure you get that. We took a short 12-minute taxi ride that got us to downtown, and the Avenida is walking distance from there, so don't worry about walking, just get the taxi. All the prices are posted, so you don't have to negotiate. All right, so we are here in Avenida Cozumel. This is one of the coolest spots. We came here 3 times. It's got tons of shopping, lots of nice restaurants. A Fat Tuesdays you can start your day at with great drinks. And you've obviously got the giant Cozumel sign, which we're about to take our pictures in front of. It's one of the most unique places you can go. It's a great little park area with flea markets, as well as some of the nicer shops in town. So be sure to check this out, and we'll see you a little bit later. We started the morning with some cocktails at this beautiful little restaurant right off of the main drag, and we knew about this place because a few years ago we watched the Carnival parade from here. But after that, we decided to do some shopping in Punta Langosta. Oh no, this isn't gonna end well. I bet she wants money. There it is. We spent some time walking around the little mall area. There's lots of shops and different restaurants, from jewelry to clothing to souvenirs. You can find it all right here. Ah yes, time for some margaritas at one of the coolest spots on the Avenida. And if you're wondering how much you should drink, you can check out this to let you know where you're at on the scale. Where are you? Let me know in the comments below. After that, we took a short walk because we knew it was about time that one of my favorite restaurants opened that I talked about earlier, the Lobster Shack. This place is awesome. They do everything from lobster rolls to all the different steak and cheese rolls. They even do steak and lobster. They've got pretty much something for everyone, so make sure to check this spot out and let them know the all-inclusive exclusive channel sent you there. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, but if they want to, it's not a huge restaurant, but it does have plenty of outdoor seating as well if the weather permits it. I do love their customer service. They were so good to us, and they even recognized us from the last time we were there. Look at that steak and lobster. Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? And with that, it was time to head back to the ship. But before we could do that, we had to make one more stop for a little bit of fun right before we got back on the boat. Can you guess where I'm talking about? You're right, it wasn't Margaritaville. We decided to stop at that beautiful little place on the right there, Senor Frogs. And of course, they were doing it right, handing out the multiple shots. This guy looks like he's about to have a really good time. Ooh, they're rough there. It's okay, as long as they end it with a massage. There we go. And with that, we're headed back to the ship. We've got a lot going on tonight, so I'll see you there. All right, we are back from exploring Cozumel. It was an absolute blast. We had the lobster shack, we had some margaritas near the beach, and now it is time for Dress to Impress night. We did the suit and fancy dress thing for the
Formal night.
That's right. But tonight, we're just getting a little bit dressed up, short sleeves and a nice dress, and we're going to go check out Lobster Night. Now, Lobster Night is not what it used to be, and for more information on that, we're going to make a whole nother video explaining to you the changes. So for now, she's getting me to begrudgingly go
Shopping in the promenade.
Let's go. And with that, we are off for our evening activities. Now, we were headed to the promenade to do some shopping, which we did, but unfortunately, all that footage failed in the camera, so I'm gonna cut straight to Central Park, where we went for an evening of early drinks before we headed to Lobster Night. We stopped by a couple of different bars, had a couple of drinks, and then headed to dinner. With that, I'm gonna leave you with a short few clips of the rest of our evening. Thanks for spending the day with us and watching the video. And as always, have safe travels. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to day 7 of our Harmony of the Seas Caribbean cruise. Today we decided to take it easy and have a little bit of breakfast, walk around the ship, and spend the day at the pool. We also decided we wanted to try the Solarium Bistro for lunch, so we made a quick stop, ate, and then headed back to enjoy our sea day. Alright, so it has been an absolutely amazing cruise aboard the Harmony of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. It is night 7, tomorrow's day 8, disembarkation day. But for tonight, we're going to start it off just like we have most nights and go get some drinks and appetizers at Vintage's Wine Bar. Come along with us. And off we go to check out Vintage's for our last night. We really enjoyed this restaurant and bar, and it was one of the most unique places because we got to connect over pre-dinner drinks every night on this cruise. If you made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for watching. This was our first travel video, and we appreciate you. Good morning, everyone. It is 7 a.m. on day 8. It is a sad, sad day. We are back in gloomy Galveston, Texas. Went through a cold front last night, but was a little rough and shaky, don't you think?
Yes, very much.
So anyway, it was a little rough last night. It's gloomy and stormy here in Galveston, but we are getting ready for debarkation. We're going to do self-assist. So just want to take a little time and say thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time.
Adios.